Boom! Hey all you sports fans out there in the tubal sphere. Welcome to the One Man Sports Rant Gen 2.0. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN, or in this case NBC. Sports Thrill, bringing you our Olympics only format for only a few more days. Alright, so what is the OMSR, specifically Gen 2.0? Well, in Generation 1, we had over 200 shows that I willingly took down, which was not an easy decision to make because the videos were not migratable over evolved from one account to another on YouTube. Why? Because of the NFL. It's a long story, but suffice to say the NFL does not give permission to show any length of clips whatsoever. I spoke with a gal who runs the division at NFL Properties LLC there in New York. So don't go there because they will find it. That's all they do apparently all day is look for videos on social networking sites. So, and then I start getting some content ID, which is not as serious as a copyright strike, from CBS, the NCAA, for some of the tournament this year's games, but not others. I was like, you know what, forget this. We're just going to start over. That's a premature 2-minute warning. I think today, unfortunately, since this would come in handy real soon as a prop, as we do on the OMSR, we're going to set that off to the side here. Actually, I'll probably bring it back. And false starts going on the show. Didn't even make it through 1 minute. Okay, it's an OMSR specialty to get to the heart of the matter by showing brief sports highlights, in this case courtesy to the NBC and the IOC, that get to and show in a vignette sort of way a detailed enough story where you get an idea of how the game may have ended. Now this show is copyright to the OMSR. The video highlights, again, I do not own them, but I do own the concept and the original content herein. As the legal disclaimers, I'm going to sound like Tang, Neo's operator was supposed to go there on this morning's program software stuff. And let's get to combat training. Well, legal disclaimers sometimes can be like combat training. So that covers that. And so am I going to re-upload 200 shows from Generation 1? No. And to further the point about Gen 2.0, you might be saying, well, Will, this is all fine and good, but what other reason should I watch? Because not everybody has time for a 15-minute show. And it's not 15 minutes of highlights either. It's not 15 minutes of talk. We do try to cover talk in a way that you will not hear on any other network, because we don't have to answer to the network, the sponsors, or the gatekeepers, the producers. So I do try to spend some time on the particular sports subject being covered on each show. And I've noticed lately that I've gone over, so we're going to cut to the chase right now. Alright, tonight's highlights are the women's 100-meter and 200-meter finals. For Shelly and Fraser Pryce, what a beautiful name, from Jamaica, and Allyson Felix finally got that individual gold medal. So a carryover from Generation 1 is what I like to call the life rant, sports rant of the day, because this is the one-man sports rant after all. So in the first highlight, I allowed the introductions of all the runners from their countries, and I noticed that the entire lineup, what a bunch of babes! Yeah, but that's not I just had to throw that in there. I don't cover the intros of all the ladies running in the finals, because I noticed that a lot of them in this first clip were in the respective other finals as well. Man, beautiful. But on the Life Rant Sports Round of the day, where are all the white chicks? Excuse me. I noticed a few that made it through the qualifying prelims and whatnot, and I mean, we all know African Americans have that athleticism gene just a little bit more than, say, some of your Caucasian races. And that's not being racist, I'm just stating a fact. Well, I mean, how many geeky black people have you ever met? You know, can you say that about, oh, certain lawyers or doctors, little knivishy types? Okay. So I'm going to do something. You may notice that this has taken a while because I didn't want to do a show based on our time limit and also the time limit on the amount of video highlights that I can bring to you. A show based on one event. So I had to wait a week to sort of get similar sporting events, a compilation of different countries going head-to-head and whatnot, some of the more interesting stories of the Olympics. Now, is that the right time? It is. That's a 2-minute warning, so I really got to wrap things up. So I'm going to copy this show and duplicate it for the other gal. This will be the last track and field. Who won Sonia, Richard Ross, the 400 meter. So, you know, if this is not your cup of tea, I understand, as I was alluding to earlier, but I'm just not sticking to the format at all tonight. Just fast forward 7 to 10 minutes. And back to what I was saying about taking a week. Well, that's why I'm going to, you know, duplicate one show for the other. And I'm going to throw in a clip about how the cameraman and I apparently discussed that we got the white balance feedback loop issue, which some of the shows before seem to be having. But I noticed on these track and field highlights that is not existent. But I threw it in there anyway. Women's volleyball, right on. And specifically Korean volleyball. If you've had a chance to watch them, they look every bit as dominant as the USA. All right, spike that offset. Oh. Cameraman, watch out. Hey, we get that issue fixed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to apologize for the last couple of shows. There's a little bit of a white balance off kilter feedback loop. Something like that. This show, I don't think it's that bad, right?
Got it.
But for tonight, I think we'll be okay.
Right.
Enough said. So a couple catchphrases for Generation Woman I like to close out on. No silly DUIs while you're out there celebrating the Olympics and or your preferred sport. Without further ado, we bid adieu. Now, some track and field watch going off constantly. I have yet to figure out why it does that. The alarm. Constantly re-beeping. Eddie from Iron Maiden, the Iron Maiden's mascot. You heard from the Trooper. Figured Iron Maiden, being, you know, proud of their English roots, would be the perfect band for the musical lead-into for all the Olympic shows. And in particular the Trooper, because every athlete that's gotten to this point has been a Trooper, suffered the blood, sweat, and tears. So I'd like to give a Trooper Award to pursuant to the particular sports subject that we were talking about today. So, Shelly and Fraser Pryce and Jamaica in general, because Usain Bolt did the same thing that's never been done before on the men and women's side. And then Allyson Felix, good for you, girl. You finally got your individual. All right, later days and more.
Another U.S. versus Jamaica rivalry. There's Shelly and Fraser Pryce, the defending Olympic champion. And she's also the fastest woman in the world this year and has done everything possible to be ready for the defense of her 100-meter Olympic crown. And lane 1 is open in this race. In lane 2, Kellyanne Baptiste of Trinidad and Tobago. She's been hampered by Achilles problems this year. Nobody's ever won a medal for Trinidad and Tobago on the women's side in the Olympic Games. Muriel Ahura is in lane 3. And the Ivory Coast only has one medal in their history. That was way back in '84 on the men's side. She can start well. She was silver medalist in the 60 at the World Indoor Championships. Jamaica's Veronica Campbell-Brown in 4. She already has 5 Olympic medals. She was bronze medalist 8 years ago. Nobody in this field has more experience in high-pressure championship races. Lane 5 is Carmelita Jeter. And from 1984 to 96, Evelyn Ashford to Gail Devers, the U.S. owned this event, but then got shut out 4 years ago in Beijing. She has a chance to return Olympic gold to the United States. Blessing Okabara of Nigeria is lane 6. She's got Olympic long jump bronze, and she set a personal best in every round. I think she's a big threat here because of how well she has looked thus far. Shelly and Fraser Pryce in lane 7. Jamaica's first Olympic gold medalist in the 100-meter dash. She became the 4th fastest ever this year, trying to become only the 3rd woman ever to win back-to-back 100-meter titles, joining Wyoma Tyus and Gail Devers. In lane 8 is Allyson Felix. The question for her, Tom, how many women can she catch? We know she could come on later in the race. If she really wants to help herself tonight, she gets a good start, and that will probably take her to the front. And Gianna Madison is in lane 9. To be a medalist tonight or a victor, you have to distribute your energy evenly, Tom. If she wants to see the podium, she has to be evenly distributing that energy over that 100 meters, because closers like Carmelita Jeter and Allyson Felix are guaranteed to be coming. Allyson Felix, dead heated at the U.S. Olympic trials in the 100 meters. Here she is in London on the track. Shelly and Fraser Pryce, the defending Olympic champion. Pryce as they come down through the lane. It is Carmelita Jenner and Fraser Pryce. They're alone together with Campbell Brown there as well. Shelly and Fraser Pryce, I think, got the lean for the victory to defend her Olympic championship. So, Tom, for the second consecutive Olympics, the price is right. Shelly and Fraser Pryce joined Wyoming and Gail Beavers as the only women in Olympic history to win this event 2 times. Just think, Tom, 4 years ago before Beijing, a Jamaican woman had never won Olympic gold in this event. They now have the last 2, and Shelly and Fraser Pryce. And there is Allyson Felix. It appears that Bobby Kersey has her primed and ready to capture that elusive individual gold medal. And Tom, she's in lane 7. Most of her competition is behind her in this race. Lane 1 is open.
On your mark.
Allyson Felix's entire season has gone so well. Personal best in the 100. Last year she ran the 400, got strong, set a new personal best in that. Those are the elements you need to run great times at 200 meters. She's also going to get off of this turn quickly because she's on the outside in lane 7. Silver twice in the last 2 Olympics.
Third.
And there's the start. Carmelita Jenner outside lane. Here's Felix, Richards Ross, Campbell Brown, Fraser Pryce. Still an even race as they come to the home stretch.